It's really about the timing. Eyewitnesses being in the right place at the right time. The two-story Queen Anne style home built in 1895 was Dr. King's home for the first 12 years of his life. The house is in Atlanta's Auburn Avenue Historic District. So according to the New York Times, bystanders stopped the woman from burning down the house where MLK was born. Two off-duty police officers from New York and two visitors intervened. The woman was arrested and charged with attempted arson, Atlanta police said. The woman, who is 26 years old, poured gasoline on the house, the authorities said, and tried to set it on fire. As she was pouring the gasoline, two visitors from Utah interrupted. She was pouring gasoline on the porch and on the front door of the house. That's when two off-duty police officers from New York City saw what was going on and intervened, along with others who were in the vicinity at the time. Here is ANF News reporting on the story.
Making national headlines, a woman caught on camera apparently trying to burn down one of Atlanta's historical treasures, the birth home of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This happened last night, and now police have identified the suspected attempted arsonist, 26-year-old Lanisha Chantrice Henderson. Atlanta News First reporter Rebecca Schramm is live for us on Auburn Avenue. And Rebecca, some fast happened to be there at the right time to stop this.
Yeah, those passersby really were in the right place. You're right about that, Rick. So, as you know, we've reported this national site closed to tourists last month for a big renovation project that's happening. Well, two tourists happened to be right here. They were on the steps of the home and they were reading a plaque on the wall when a woman walked past them with a gas can. Well, they thought she might be part of a maintenance crew, but what she did prompted one of them to grab his camera and start recording.
Seemed a little...
This video, when he saw this woman, now identified as 26-year-old Lanisha Chantrice Henderson, pouring liquid from a gas can all over the porch of the birth home of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
What are you doing? No, that's gasoline.
He says he saw the woman's keys and wallet on the front lawn, so he grabbed them so she couldn't get away. He didn't realize she had also left a lighter on the grass. Listen to what happened when she came down from the porch.
She grabbed a lighter from the grass and started to come back up the stairs. So I stood at the stairs and said, "You can't do this," and blocked her for about a minute.
Two off-duty New York City police officers held her to the ground until Atlanta police could arrive.
We're so grateful that they intervened.
Judy Forte is the superintendent of the Martin Luther King Jr. National Historical Park.
Our job is to preserve and protect the place where Dr. King was born. And that's what we do. And to just imagine that if those heroes had not done what they did, that place would not be here today.
It was a little scary there for a minute because we didn't know who she was. We didn't know she had weapons on her. We didn't know anything, but it was like, I'm not going to let her go up the stairs and light this house on fire.
Forte tells me park rangers patrol the site constantly, but they're now reevaluating their whole security plan.
We have historic Ebenezer Baptist Church. We have the King Center. We have the entire neighborhood that Dr. King was born, that we provide a level of security for. So we're constantly evaluating what the needs are. This one here, this incident, will definitely give us insight on what we could possibly do to heighten even the security later in the evening.
Yeah, it was just before sunset when that happened. The fire department's hazmat team stayed late into the evening, late into the night, cleaning up the gasoline. As for why the woman might have done something like this, it's still not entirely clear. Live in Atlanta, Rebecca Schramm, Atlanta News First.
That house is a very important part of American history. Jack Kemp, who is 43 years old, a filmmaker from Salt Lake City, who was there with his co-workers, said he first thought she was simply watering the shrubs in front of the house. And surprisingly, she rushed up the stairs and began yanking on the screen doors, trying to get in the house. He said that seems weird to him. So they asked her what she was doing, and she didn't respond. She then dumped the contents of the 5-gallon container of gasoline onto the porch and threw the empty container into the bushes and grabbed a lighter that she had left in the grass next to the porch. And Mr. Camp blocked her with his body as she tried to return to the porch with the lighter in her hand, he said. He then called 911. So apparently a lot of people were intervening at the same time. Mr. Camp said she had a nervous energy about her, but she wasn't aggressive. She eventually turned around and began to quickly walk away down the street. He said at that time he yelled at the two guys down the street that she was trying to set the house on fire, and they followed her. And the two men who followed her were the police officers from New York who were visiting the house at the time. They restrained her, and he said after the local officers arrived, an older man approached, appearing very distraught, along with 3 women, and they turned out to be the woman's father and sisters, who had been looking for her using the location signal from the phone. Apparently, this woman was maybe mentally disturbed. The family was trying to find her. They used the location of the phone and they located her. So Mr. Kemp further added that the relatives describe her as a veteran who was experiencing mental distress. And obviously the house is so important, and I'm really glad nothing happened to it, he said. But I felt like now I'm mostly just concerned for her well-being because she is mentally disturbed. The woman was charged with attempted arson and interference with government property. The Atlantic Police Department said in an interview, in a statement. The Atlantic Police Department said in an interview, an individual attempted to set fire to this historic property, the King Center, they said in a statement. Fortunately, the attempt was unsuccessful. Jerry DeBarry, the Atlanta Fire Department Battalion Chief, said that a hazardous materials team was cleaning up the property and that no damage has been done. If the witnesses haven't been there and interrupted what she was doing, it could have been a matter of a second before the house was engulfed in flames, he said. It was really about timing and the witnesses being in the right place at the right time. The 2-story Queen Anne style house built in 1895 was Dr. King's home for the first 12 years of his life. The house is in Atlanta's Auburn Avenue Historic District and is a federal landmark. The interior of the house, which the National Park Service acquired in 2018, has been closed to the public since November for repairs and renovations. Its collection will be stored elsewhere until 2025, when it is expected to reopen, the National Park Service said. The police, who did not name the suspect, said they were investigating the incident. So guys, Dr. King's childhood home almost went up in flames. Luckily, with good timing, everyone being there, the right place at the right time, you would say it was karma, it was faith, it was God intervening, that young woman did not throw the match or throw the lighter, because all she had to do was flip that lighter and throw it. The little spark would have ignited the flames because she had already put the kerosene all over the porch. The Good Samaritans who were there, God put them there to intervene. On that note, I'm over and out. Drop your comments. Subscribe if you haven't done so as yet. Hit the like bell before you leave the page if you did not do that in the beginning. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you for watching.